So we ran this competition where I used to do this where I had a friend who owned the Fitness Wave, the dunk tank.
Oh, yeah.
So hydrostatic wave. Yeah, there was a mobile one in the Bay Area. In fact, they had the rights to all of California, and we became friends. And when I found out that that was one of the most accurate ways to find body fat percentage. And so I ran this competition amongst my trainers. And this was an annual thing that I would do every year. So I did this for many years. But I remember the first year I did this, how shocking it was for all of my trainers. I mean, I had more than half of my trainers get fatter according to the body fat zone. Professionals that know how to diet and know how to train that came back. And I remember seeing that many going like, oh shit, is this thing broken? Is it not working? Like what?
And they were doing the most extreme workouts you can think of, the most extreme eating, like their nutrition was just like super restrictive. And so they thought, man, we're going to kill this competition.
Yeah. And so it blew my mind. But that really opened my eyes that, wow, if a bunch of professionals that understand nutrients, understand building muscle, understand fat loss, understand exercise science, failed at this when there was money behind it and a competition for 3 months. And it wasn't a lack of discipline or hard work towards the goal. It was a lack of knowledge and understanding on how to approach it and the best way to go about it. And it really opened my eyes to like, wow, if this is happening to my staff, who's then teaching my clients, how much is this permeating the entire industry of clientele that are trying to lose body fat? And so that was a very pivotal point in my career. It's probably like year 6 or so into being a manager and managing trainers. It really shifted the way I looked at, caloric balance, training intensity, diet intensity, like how hard you cut, like all these things.
Focusing more on muscle building and from the very beginning.
Yes.
And a weight loss.
And this happened to me too, by the way. So I'm including myself in the
same. I was going to reiterate that.
I got fatter. I was pissed. I was like, how is that possible?
Yeah, I lost 10 pounds.
Yeah, I was so baffled by it. And what it was I had lost an equal amount of muscle as I did fat. And because I'm now a smaller version of myself and I lost exactly 5 pounds of fat and 5 pounds of muscle, technically the body fat percentage went up because now it's a smaller percentage of me because I'm a smaller version of me.
So I learned this both ways. I did the same thing where I lost weight and I did the same thing, overtrained, cut my calories too aggressively. Body fat percentage went up a little bit and I was like, what the hell is going on? I did the math and I'm like, oh my God, I lost muscle. Then I had an experience in the opposite, where I went on a bulk and I tested my body fat just for the hell of it within the beginning stages of the bulk.
You got leaner.
Got leaner.
Yeah, same here.
And I did the math. I remember doing the math and I said, how is this possible? It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I did the math and it's like, oh, I have the same amount of body fat on my body. Because when you do your percentage, you can figure out loosely how much like pounds of body fat you have versus lean body mass. Lean body mass is everything that's not body fat. And I remember I gained, I don't remember 4 pounds of lean body mass, let's just say. My body fat went down though because I didn't gain any body fat. So it wasn't that I didn't gain body fat. I didn't lose body fat either.
Yeah.
It just went down as a percentage of my overall body weight. Yeah. So gaining lean body mass, pure muscle, is actually one effective way of lowering your body fat percentage.
Not only that, but then you also in turn just sped up your metabolism.
Oh yeah. And then all the positive stuff.
Yep. I mean, the exact same thing happened to me as I remember going on a bulk after that. And it was just like, what the hell? I'm eating to gain, yet now I'm leaning out, and the opposite was what was going on before, and I failed that. There was a lot of trainers I had that were in denial. I mean, for the longest time, they just swore it was broken. Oh, it doesn't work.
But I look leaner, I'm lighter.
But they had the breakdown, which was so great to what you're talking about. Like, we didn't even have to do the math. Like,
it tells you water, it tells you
lean body mass, fat mass, everything. So it was clear. You could see exactly what happened. Like, okay, I lost 15 to 20 pounds on the scale, but a higher percentage of it was muscle. Yep. Why? Well, because I overtrained and underate at a high intensity for 6 to 8 weeks. And 6 to 8 weeks of low calorie and punishing my body, well, it resulted in my body paring down muscle at as fast of a rate that I was burning body fat. And there you go. I got a higher body fat percentage, even though and that's why it's deceiving, is you look smaller and leaner. Because I lost some fat, so my belly fat had gone down a little bit, and my waist was smaller.
Yeah.
Also, you lose water because you're probably cutting carbs and stuff like that. But then when you actually are honest with yourself, because we play games with ourselves, right?
Yeah.
How often is the reflection in the mirror? Do you look at it objectively versus subjectively? Well, for a lot of people who are struggling with weight loss, if they just lose weight on the scale, they'll look in the mirror and be like, "Oh, I'm smaller. I must be leaner." But it's like, no, you're actually flabbier because you lost muscle.
Yeah, I was just kind of laughing to myself because I remember even me going into that dunk tank, I was like, it must be the technique, like I must not be like getting rid of enough. I'm too buoyant, like I'm like basically drowning myself at that point, trying to get better numbers.
Yeah,
and I couldn't like deal with the fact that
I remember when
I did the same thing.
I remember asking him, right, because we were friends. I'm like,
what's the trick?
His name was Aaron. I was like, Aaron, I was like, if I'm really good at letting air out and someone's really bad at it, like what? I mean, can you make a huge difference? And he's like, well, huge in comparison to this, but like, 0.25.
No, I know.
Yeah,
it's
he's
like
like,
1%.
yeah, he's like, like the most you could possibly do of the worst and the best person would be a discrepancy of like 0.25. I'm like, okay, so if it's off, it ain't that far.
No, I did the same thing.
4%
I'm
off.
gonna try and drown myself anymore.
Yeah, did you do that where you went underneath it?
Yes. I was like retching.
Yeah, because you gotta let all your air out. You know what I'm saying?
Say,
Stupid.